Alright, I'm going to go over the changes from what I can tell. Is there any place you guys know that the current patch update, like the new AD carry changes are happening? SpiderX Twitter is the only place? Alright, fine. I'll go through SpiderX Twitter. Reddit thread? Oh, okay, there's a Reddit post here. Okay, we'll try that. I mean, to be fair, honestly, I think it makes more sense to do thingy. Well, I'll ask, you guys can tell me what you prefer, okay? Let me open it up. Let's start here. Echoes of Helia. 30 AP, 200 health, 15 so support items, I think. Alright, I'm just gonna open the thingy because I like to see the little image. Alright, let me have a look. Damage champion has a soul shard, maximum 2, healing under less. It's like Moonstone but updated for damage supports, maybe? Like, dude, like, gain 3 ability power. So it's like old thingy, old Chalice, right? Or Athenes? Yeah, Athenes and Holy Grail. V2? Alright, Athenes and Holy Grail. There you go. If you didn't know what Athenes and Holy Grail is, it's an old support item that you would build first, and it would make all your other AP. Basically, your mods regen you bought after Athenes would give you AP. So that's kind of the idea. It's not exactly like the item used to be, but the idea is that this is like what Karma wants to build if you want a more like damage mix, right? So this gives you more AP. So if you're a support champion that scales with AP, not just heal and shield power. So for example, Karma scales better with AP than heal and shield power because most of her kit does not actually heal or shield. It just deals damage. So, you know, she actually enjoys having all of AP because not only do her shields get bigger, but, you know, her mantra Qs and her Qs to start hurting more, her Ws, you know, start hurting a little bit more. And this doesn't have to be a support mythic. A solo lane Karma, for example, would enjoy building this. So that's what people used to do. They would build Karma solo lane with support items, but there was Athenes that basically gave you enough AP to be a realistic mid lane champion. Morgana, I think Morgana is terrible with this item. I don't know why I would ever build this item on Morgana. Morgana does not deal damage, does not have base damage high enough to kill people by herself unless you put points in W, and if you put points in W, why are you playing support Morgana? The whole point is to max QE. That's like your entire notion. Thought about Nami? It's okay on Nami, but the mandate synergy is just far too good. Melio, same thing. Unless his AP ratios are way better than I give him credit for, I don't think it's particularly good on him either. Moonstone already exists. I'm assuming Moonstone is still in the game. I don't know if it is or not. I'm assuming that it is. But anyway, if you look at his AP ratios, let me have a look, right? So we have his Q, which is high AP, but obviously he only has 1 high AP ratio on Q. 20% AP on his passive is pretty low. This is obviously pretty low. It doesn't really heal that much. 0.6% per AP? Like, what does this even mean? 15%? Terrible ratio. 25% times 2, 50. Terrible ratio. 30% AP. Not a good melee item if Moonstone still exists. Mandate is no longer mythic. Well, there you go. This and Seraph's on Karma. Seraph's doesn't give mana regen, so it's not good. You would build specifically mana regeneration items, aka Forbidden Idol. This is what you'll build. You will build this into whatever the game can give you. That's the idea of the build, right? Is you will go this mythic into as many Forbidden Idol items as you can, and it will be worth it because this should give you enough AP to make it sustainable. That said, Athenes gave way more AP than this is giving, so I don't know how good this will be. Probably, I'd say this will be pretty shit. Unless they buff it. From what I can tell right now, I'd say it's pretty bad. The damage is conditional. I don't know what the range is. It also matters on the range, because obviously if I shield someone like next to me and I hit someone 1,000 range away, then this shit is pretty stupid, right? But if it's like a reasonable range, that's not going to be that good. Why? I can show you. Why isn't that good? Because let's say you're playing, let's say you're playing an AD carry team fight, right? As a support, you're not doing this, right? You're not standing in front of your AD and, you're like actively trying to get the proc, right? You're usually as a support, you're not trying to like go on them together. What you're trying to do is actually the opposite. What you're trying to do is just stand behind him. So my point is if this proc is low range, you're never going to get the proc because this is where the fight is happening, And as a support, you're going to stand behind your carries because you want to heal and shield them. You're not going to go in front of them unless the fight's already won, at which point, who cares? Anyway, that's why I think this item will be. From what I can tell, the numbers, this is way too little AP. In the past, you would get like literally 20 or 30 AP per Forbidden Idol item from Athenes. So that's my first notion. It seems pretty meh. Yo, Moose, unbelievably broken. This item needs to get nerfed. And I haven't even played a single game with it, and I already wanted to get nerfed. I read 20 lethality. I want to FF. What is this? What is this? Can we just remove this item from the game already? Like, why is this saying 20? Why is this saying lethality in general? Like, can we not have flat lethality stacking? Imagine trying to play against Graves, Kha'Zix. I'm gonna go down the list of champions you can't play the game against when they rush this item, okay? And they have this item at level 6 or 7, okay? They show up in the screen, you get one shot. Jarvan, Kha'Zix, Rengar, Hecarim, Master Yi. I mean, technically, I don't think it's particularly good. Master Yi can build it if he wants to. Bel'Veth could build it if she wants to. That's how OP it is right now. Kindred could build it if she wants to. Okay, let's not take it. Like, I'm just going to tell you the champs that are genuinely good with it, okay? Jarvan, Kha'Zix, Rengar, Nocturne, Rek'Sai. Wukong could, but not particularly good. Xin Zhao could, not particularly good. Talon, obviously. Lee Sin, obviously. Graves, obviously. Kiana, obviously. Pantheon, obviously. And that's it. In other words, these champions show up with Youmuu's Duskblade early game on your screen, you will get 100-0 with no counterplay. They will run you down to 25% movement speed. They're just sprinting you down. They see you on the screen, you disappear. Kayn Zed, sure, they're not even showing up on the list. Kayn Zed, there's so many. Hecarim, like, I think I already mentioned him, but yeah, like, all of these champs will just one-shot you. If they get ahead for whatever reason, you will get one shot until the end of the game. It will just be miserable. So I'm not a big fan of this. I really hope they nerf this already. 20 is too much. 20 is way too much. In fact, you could remove this. This entire thing. Okay, you couldn't remove the entire thing. Never mind. I was going to say, like, you could... Like, what I'm saying is, if you gave it out-of-combat movement speed, like it has right now, right? Because you get a certain amount of out-of-combat movement speed. If you give it out-of-combat movement speed instead of this, it would still be an OP item. My opinion. But I will say, if this just says 10 flat, I'll allow it. I still think it's going to be really strong, but I don't think it's going to be a game breaker. Duskblade of Drakthar. Bonus ability damage based on the target's missing health. You become untargetable from non-structures. Why are we introducing new mechanics in Season 13? Like, why do I get Zhonya? Why does an assassin get to have Zhonyas and walk around for fun? Like, how has ever been being untargetable been, like, consistently something that people enjoyed playing with? It's 10-second CD. I mean, basically, it's just like, you do it once in a team fight, but that's enough. Like, dude, a Rengar jumps into your whole team, one-shots your AD, gets 1.5 seconds to hit whatever he wants. Like, someone else is going to die too. Like, the fuck is this? 10-second CD, that doesn't matter. You'll get once per fight, but once per fight's already too much. Like, why are we introducing this to the game? I don't know. I don't like it at all. This, just remove this line. Bring back the stealth on it. Bring back the stealth on it, and I'm fine with it. The untargetable, I don't know why you need untargetable. I actually like what they did with this change. I think that makes sense. It's like big, it's basically, this is the poke assassin item, right? What I mean by poke assassin, Kha'Zix fills a niche of where he plays like a pokey assassin build. Or if you're an assassin in a poke comp, having this item is really good because people will get them low and they're going to build an item that's going to help you finish them off. I think that's not bad. Graves, for example, he's like a poke assassin because at level 16 he kind of unlocks the ability to just shoot with his R. So he'll just like snipe people for 1,000 damage with his R, and that's all he does. And he just snipes carries in the backline with like 1,000 damage. So when they're already low from someone else poking them, chucks his ult in there, gets some bonus damage. I think that's pretty good. That's not bad at all. That said, you know, like Kayn, for example, also like a poke assassin, where he just goes into walls and just pokes you with W until you get low enough, and then he just jumps in and kills you. Like, you can't tell me that you want to play the game against Blue Kayn reading with either of these mythics. I'm sorry, but if Kayn on the enemy team has either of these mythics, I want to go next. This, if he rushes to this and is fed, my game is over. This, if he has this item late game, and he jumps into my team and one-shots one of my carries, and then immunes half my team, for like my entire team, because he's untargetable. I'm assuming this is Zhonya's, right? This is not stasis, so I don't know what untargetable means. Does it mean that they take AoE damage? Because if that's the case, I think that's more reasonable. But, like, I don't know what this means. Does this mean I can't point and click him? Does this mean my AoE doesn't affect him? I don't know. Jace with Youmuu's? Of course, yeah. So many champions will be OP with this. It's like Fizzy. Fizz E. Fizz dodges AoE damage, bro. If I Malphite ult on Fizz that's E'ing, I miss it. I'm guessing AoE still works. You guys need to be clear here, you know? Is it like Gwen W? I hope not, because that's immuning everything. Gwen W with no AoE? In other words, you're immune to everything. Untargetable or immune? A big difference. Untargetable means that all the dots that stay on you, like basically Kayn ult. So you will take the damage. It's not like Nila, guys. It's really not. It's really not. He still takes damage from AoE? Okay, that's good. So you just can't point and click him. Untargetable is Fizzy. You break out of untargetable if you hit someone. That doesn't matter. Like, I can just walk to the guy that's more valuable. You know, I have 1.5 seconds just standing there, and then you still have to hit me after 1.5 seconds. After I one-shot someone on your team. That's crazy. If you hit an enemy during it, you go out of it, you also take AoE. Okay, so like, if Orianna presses Shockwave, I'll get hit by it and die. Fair enough, okay. It's just like, you can't right-click me. Okay, I don't know what this mechanic is. At least there's counterplay. I'm fine with that. If there's counterplay, I'll see how OP it is. All I'm saying is, I see Blue Kayn run at me with either of these two items, I'm very sad, okay? I will not have a fun game. This is all Duskblade, so they just renamed Prowler's Claw. Like, they renamed, like, basically this is just the Duskblade passive of now. It's good. Always will be useful. Ginsu's Rageblade. Attacks apply 30 magic damage on hit. Your critical strike is converted up to 200 more. So up to a maximum of 200 more, I assume. So you get 2 on hit damage per 1 crit. So 20% crit would be 40%. No, wait, am I stupid? Yes, it is. The fuck? I'm dumb. Okay, 20% crit equals 40 on hit damage. So you get 30 magic damage on hit, you get 40 on one item, and you get 80 on the two, so you get 110 on hit damage. Okay, fair enough. That's a lot of on hit damage, by the way. That's a lot of damage. It is magic damage, yes. Basic attacks grant 8% attack speed, stacking up to 4 times for a maximum of 32% attack speed. While it's fully stacked, every third attack applies an on-hit effects twice. That's pretty strong. So it's like ramps up, it's like old Ginsu's, right? Old Ginsus. 5 armor pen, 6 magic pen. This is usually giga useless, I'll be fair with you. Because this is realistically 20 armor pen and 24 magic pen, which is actually enough to make me go like, wait a minute, that's actually a lot. So to be fair with you, that's a lot. Just like early and mid, it's not going to be that relevant because you don't have any flat penetration nor any like big percent penetration that scales this. So I don't think this is that big of a deal. A lot of people will think that's insane. I mean, let's put it this way: if you're staring down a 4-item Kog'Maw, this can say 4% and you're still going to die in 2 seconds, bro. I don't think the percentage here makes a huge difference, right? Obviously it helps, but I don't think this is a huge deal. I would actually say attack speed would be a bigger deal. Like if this had attack speed as a mythic passive, I would be way more scared of this item. Because the more attack speed they have starting out, the faster they ramp. Alright, it caps at 100% crit chance and is affected by crit damage modifiers. So are there any crit damage modifiers? I mean, there must be, right? Because that means if you have a 20% increased crit modifier, then you're getting 240 on hit damage. Kind of crazy. IE still boring? Thank God. Dude, they made IE better. They made IE better. It's a mythic. You can't build both. That's why I don't care about it. They made IE better. You know why? You can rush it. I love that. I love that you can just rush IE again. This is something that people used to do, and I actually like it. Navarro Quick Blades. 60 AD, 20 crit chance, 20 haste. Your attacks reduce your non-ult cooldowns by 12%. Same thing, same thing, same thing. Just it gives ability haste now, and it's a mythic. That's it. Everything else is the same, from what I understand. Is it 30 haste right now? It might be 30 haste, but that's a small difference. Like, some champions profit from, like, every champion enjoys the extra haste, but I don't think it's, like, a particularly huge deal. You know, maybe Tryndamere doesn't like it. Tryndamere probably gets hurt the most because he doesn't build any other ability haste items until Sterilda's, which is way later. So that might be a blower for him. Yeah, that's what I mean. They removed the 40% requirement on Navori and on IE, which means you can rush them. I'm not sure if it'll still be good to rush them, but we'll see. Static Shiv, AD. That is not the Static Shiv I know. I need to check the build path here. Noon Quiver. This is disgusting. This item will make or break AD carry meta for the entirety of its existence. This item will by itself decide what AD carries are good and what AD carries are bad. This is the best AD carry item in the game for a very large part of champions. Why? Because wave clear was one of the big reasons why a lot of champions couldn't be played that effectively bot lane. And why you don't see a lot of AD carries. For example, AD carry Senna struggles with pushing wave. If she can go static shift reliably to fix that, that's a really big deal. Jhin is fine at pushing waves, but I'm thinking Vayne, you know, the reason why I'm saying it's such a big deal is because if these AD carries are really strong in lane, which they usually are, okay, so that's the thing, these AD carries are usually really strong in lane, but they struggle against champs that just push minion waves mindlessly and stop you from interacting with them. That's why I think this item, and again, I could be completely overblowing this, I'm just, you know, I'm trying to make it interesting too, because I want to, you know, it's nicer if I have hot takes, but I think this item will make or break AD carry meta if they're not very careful with it. Right now, the numbers are too bad, I think 3k gold for 45 AD, I don't think that's good enough. But if this item gets buffed to like 50 AD, it's really dangerous. Because a champion like Vayne being able to rush this and suddenly having wave clear is a big deal. It's a really big deal. A lot of champs don't care, but for the champs that do care, it'll be a big deal. Like Kog'Maw, for example, being able to grab this really early is a big deal. Because it gives him everything he wants, right? It allows him to wave clear faster, which means he can go far more, which means he scales faster. And yeah, you lose some opportunity cost going other items, but they're nerfing defensive items from what I understand. So I think this item is really dangerous. I'm not saying it's going to be the best item. It depends on the numbers. If it just gets, like, basically what I'm saying is if the BT, i.e. AD carries will be too strong in lane, they'll probably be the best ADs. But if they don't have enough power to stop the static Shiv Ginsu's ADs like Kog'Maw and Vayne, I wouldn't be surprised if it just shakes up the meta. Shield Bow, it's like old PD. It's like, you know, it's just like a shielding item. Lifeline item with lifesteal, crit chance. Instead of attack speed, it gives AD. It's fine. Not particularly good. Yeah. I'm not sure if you would buy this item too much, but a nice way to round out your build if you just don't want to die. Not particularly impressive. You would never rush this item, I think. Gale Force. They removed the AD on the proc, right? Yeah, they did, so that also makes it a bit worse for all in ADs. It gives attack speed now, though. Okay, well, that's different. I'm not sure. I think it's whatever. I don't think this item is particularly good. It's not bad, though. Gale Force, a little less attack speed, a little less AD. Numbers seem like exactly the same. This scales with crit. Let me double check that. I mean, if it scales with crit, maybe like you can do some... Yeah, it does scale with crit. Plus 250%. Wait, 250 physical damage. I'm assuming this is 25 damage per 10 crit, right? So you get 50 damage. I mean, I don't know. This number like is scary. I'm not gonna lie. You know, like I already have PTSD from getting Gale Force headshot by Caitlyn. I don't need Gale Force to deal 250 extra damage to get headshot by Caitlyn in one shot. So yeah, maybe it's like a niche last item like Storm Razor is right now. Sometimes it'll be good, but no one really cares. Kraken Slayer, 30% attack speed, 40 AD, 20 crit chance. Same passive that it used to. It deals bonus magic damage. Additional triggers on the same target. Increases damage by 50%. Up to a maximum. I mean, this is just like tank killer item, right? Instead of true damage, it's magic damage now. So you build this with Ginsus if you want to kill tanks with Kog'Maw and Vayne. That's what I'm guessing. Rapid Fire Cannon, 30 AD. Why is every Zeal item getting AD now? Am I crazy? So much AD. It's crazy. Rapid Fire Cannon, energized. Moving and attacking will generate an energized attack. Sharpshooter. Your energized attack will bonus mag damage, extra range. Not more. Yeah, it's basically just gives AD. And costs more gold, I hope. Costs 3k now, I guess. Yeah, sure. Who cares? I guess this is true. Makes it a bit better when you rush it, like when you buy it early on Jhin, but meh. Storm Razor, same thing. It gives movement speed now. That's kind of nice. That's a nice niche. I like it. Why not? Makes it so this item isn't tied to fleet footwork, which it currently is. Because even if you slow someone on auto, you need the movement speed to actually catch up and hit them. So I actually like that. You can build this without fleet footwork and enjoy that a bit. Also, giving it an AD scaling and an AP scaling in this case is interesting. It's interesting that they're going for like dual AP AD scaling on AD carries. Like, I really don't know how to feel about that. Yeah, because there's already Varus that has it. There's Kog'Maw that has it, and there's Twitch that has it. So when I saw that Kalista and Vayne are also going to get AP scalings, which is like weird to me. We'll see if there's any AP on-hit items that make sense if I go down these changes, but we'll see. Same thing here. They're basically just making magic damage a thing for AD carries, so you can't just stack armor against them, which is like I don't know why. Like I don't know why that's a thing. I really don't. But here we are. Sure. I hope. Yeah. I don't know. I actually don't know what to think about that. Well, I'll have to try out the changes, but right now it doesn't make sense to me. I don't know why there's so much magic damage being introduced for AD carries. I don't know why that's a thing. Like half the AD carry pool will suddenly become like 70-30 or like 66-33 magic damage, physical damage mixes, and that's just weird for me. But we'll see. Lifewall Pendant, it's basically the tank item, a tank support item. I'm guessing it's 950. It's the little it's 1050. But yeah, it's like see, it's you buy it. It's the tank item. It looks pretty shit, I'm not gonna lie. Paying that much money, 1,050 for 20 armor. Like, you know, if you buy Ruby Crystal plus a cloth armor, you get Ruby Crystal plus a cloth armor. Yeah, basically, you get like majority of these stats. You're paying 350 gold for 100 base health regen and 5 armor. That is a scam. You're getting scammed upgrading that item. New support component, Chalice of Blessing, builds into Redemption, Mikhails, and Echoes of Helia. Sure. Just yeah. Some HP, some mana regen. Sure. Gain 25 base health regen for every... This is like old Chalice, but it gives health instead of a Mar. Why not? Imperial Mandate, Legendary. It reads like the same thing. It reads like it used to. But you get magic movement speed now, right? Did you used to get movement speed? I feel like you didn't used to. But sure, why not? How expensive is this? There's no way. There's no way you can make this item 2,300 gold with 55 AP, by the way. Well... Karma's going to build this item every single game. Nami's going to build this item every single game. This is way too cheap for this much AP. Because the thing is this is translating into more AP from the other item too. And if you count the amount of AP you're getting, plus the amount of... So you're getting plus 3 AP. So this is 12 AP. You're getting 67 AP for 2,300 gold. Right now, 2,800 gold is 70 AP. Just saying. 2,800 gold Major Mythics are 70 AP. You're getting same amount of AP for 2,300 gold, assuming you have the other Mythic. And even if you don't, if you buy an Amp Tome with the 500 gold that you paid less for Imperial Mandate compared to the other two items, you have 75 AP to 70. You literally have less AP without the damage. And yeah, you don't have the defensive capabilities, but that doesn't matter. It's too cheap. This item should be 25 minimum. I'm up. Force of Nature. Well, they just got it, Force of Nature. This item is just... It went from, like, without counterplay, the best MR item in the game, to, like, it's pretty good. Like, it's decent. It's like, yeah, you can still buy it. It's not bad. But it went from, like, the best, straight up no counterplay item, to, like, whatever. And the fact that... This is what I said, right? So, in my mind, I said, I hope Force of Nature stays the same if they introduce these 80 carry changes. Because if you can't build Force of Nature against the 50% magic damage... Kog'Maw, like even 60% at this point, if they're going to have on-hit AP items that they can build, you will die in seconds, which is maybe what they want, right? But I think that feels pretty bad. Moonstone is the same, pretty much from what I can tell. Same functionality at least. Maybe the numbers are different. But it's like, oh, never mind, it's actually pretty different. So you're just chaining heals. So this is like chain heal from World of Warcraft. Yeah, okay. So if you shield some guy, someone else gets a buff. I wonder if Pix duplicates. I hope not. That would not make sense. I hope Pix does not duplicate. That would be broken as hell. Yumi seems really broken with this though, because she heals so much from her new passive, and her ult heals too, so when she ults, the amount of healing she'll be doing in a fight during her ult is insane. This is scary. This item can break enchanters like Yumi, I think. And Soraka. Soraka presses R, it's literally chain heal, by the way. Wait, what is the spell? Like, this is a spell, I remember, it was like, damn, you had this little thing, it was like a little hammer you had, it was like a buff. You'd activate the buff and it would make your next heal bigger. I don't know what it was called. Anyway, that's what it used to be like 10 years ago when I played World of Warcraft. But, yeah, that's insane. It's like a button you press and it makes your next heal bigger, and it's like you press that button and then chain heal. That's broken. Moonstone Fiora? I doubt it, guys. That does not sound very good. Radiant Virtue. Upon casting your ultimate, you transcend, increasing your max health by 12.5%, so it's minus 2.5%, and everyone heals. Everyone gains HP. Is it cheaper? Let's see. Oh, it's way cheaper. This item got a big buff. 32 minus 500 gold? That is a big buff for relatively minor nerfs. I'm surprised at how many items are getting buffed right now. Look at Starx, I'm looking at it right now. Give it one at a time, guys. Jesus, calm down. Depends how fast the health, like this health decays, because right now the health doesn't decay. I don't know. This is the same. This reads the same. The only change is this is 80% health instead of 100% bonus health, and it decays when right now it doesn't decay, as far as I'm aware. Oh, it does decay. Never mind. Bullshit. They just buffed it. Well, there you go. They made Starx Gauge better. Is it a buff? Yeah, it's strictly a buff. You get tenacity, and you get bigger, which is always a buff. Core Drinker, higher HP Mythic, fighter item buffs. Alright, let me just actually investigate. Higher Mythic HP. Oh, here. Same item, but you just get more HP per purchase. Same item, but you get 10 more AD. Oh, this is really nice, though. This is really nice. It's more expensive, but 5% move speed and 60 AD? That is quite nice. Though I don't like the fact that Fiora is going to be able to trigger the shit out of me. Trinity Force. We're 40 AD. We've reached critical mass with Trinity Force. Finally, we are gone from the hell of 30 to 35 AD. We are finally promoted to 40 AD. Finally. The damage version of Divine Sunderer doesn't have lower AD than Divine Sunderer. Finally. Fiora will be unstoppable. Yeah. I'll watch Kog'Maw press W and make her disappear from the screen in 2 seconds. Divine Sunderer. What else has changed? Everything's the same, no? Yeah, it's literally the same. They just gave it more stats. More health, more attack speed, more AD. Isn't that it? Straight up buff. 5% attack speed. Oh, health is the same, actually. 5% attack speed, 5% AD. Why not? Just chuck it in there. Fuck it. Cheaper too? Sure. I mean, who really cares? I don't really mind that. Did they finally not make it a 3,300? Yeah, they finally made it. I like how they're still committed to making it 3,133 instead of just slapping on 3,200 or 3,100 and calling it a day. I respect it. Why not? It's a cute niche. Sunderer change. Try to think. What is current Sunderer right now? I need to double check what the numbers are on it. I don't want to press this. Cheaper? Yeah, but I don't mind cheaper. It's probably like 100 gold or 200 gold. It's not a biggie. I just don't look at the items. It's basically just less maximum health, more base damage, right? That's what they're doing with Sunderer. So they're making it more of an anti-champion item than an anti-tank item. I mean, this is insane, by the way. I already saw this change, but this change is nuts. 2,300 gold, 2,400 gold for 60 MR. It's like, wow. Really cheap. And the build path is really good. Like, right now, if Turbo Chem Tank was 2,400 gold, you would see it almost every game on tanks. The reason why people don't buy Turbo Chem Tank the way it is right now is because it's obscenely expensive. 2,800 for this crap? Ain't no way. You remove 200 of the health here, you remove 200 health here, and you make it 400 gold cheaper, and you would see this item almost every game on tank supports. And I think some tank tops would build it too. It's just really cheap, utility. You're paying so much for stats on a utility item, right? Which is why people don't buy it. Now, the current Abyssal is being bought because it fills a niche, right, of getting the Catalyst item, and the passive is actually really good. This passive is really good too, so I think this item is very good. This change, I like it. They make BT, BT goes from, like, you buy this item so you never die again to, it's like there's a niche of, like, BT's kind of useless or BT's too OP. I never feel like BT's in the right spot with the overshield, so I like that they make it a higher damage item. I think that makes a lot of sense. I'm happy with this change. Let's look at Runans. Hard Aphelios nerf? I think if he just goes overheal, it's still fine. It's not that hard a nerf. He gets a lot of the lethality and attack speed from his passive, like from just being Aphelios, so it's not that big a nerf, actually. This AD scales really well with him. Attack supply, 30 magic damage on hit. Is Peck something that is... Oh no, this is called Wrath. I thought Peck would share the name, so he wouldn't just build these two items and be happy. Yeah, I'm not sure what to think. This item is obviously very good. 28 is kind of steep though, because you get no AD. But you do get 30 on hit. I mean, it's good. So, I don't know what the AP scalings are about. So, like, in case you're wondering, there's some changes. I'm going to try and find them here for you. There's some changes here that some AD carries are These are just general nerfs. I don't really, nerfs and buffs. I don't really mind. Kirche Shard is no longer attack speed. I mean, okay, sure, I don't mind. Petricide Bulwark. Oh, well, never mind. More attack speed on PD? I mean, sure, why not? Oh, so you actually don't get stacks. So you don't get 7%, 7%, 7%, 7%, 28 in total. You get 30 when you're fully stacked. That is different, though. That is a big change. Makes it a bit slower to ramp up. I do think that's a difference. And he builds out of this garbage. I mean, that is this thing 800 gold now? Oh, whatever. We'll figure it out. Big nerf. You know, I already talked about this a lot when I was streaming his AD carry. Zeal was really good. You just bought it. 7% move speed was insane. Thank God they nerfed it. This shit was broken. And yeah, melee champs suffer a little bit, but honestly, I don't think you should be able to buy 7% move speed for that cheap, ever. It's just a bit too good, in my opinion. Collector. More lethality? I mean, that makes the item a lot more appealing. And it's already a pretty appealing item if you go into crit lethality type builds, so pretty big buff. I don't know about calling this an assassin item change, though. I feel like this is more like yeah, lethality crit item. I don't think an assassin wants to build this. I don't think there's any assassin that builds collector, and collector is better than any other lethality item you could buy in the same spot. My opinion. There's so many changes, but like I don't really want to go over all of them because it's just like, yeah, it's just a bunch of like support changes of items that like one of these items will be clearly overtuned and melee supports will be constantly building them. And that's always how itemization works. Itemization is not like, this item could be good, and this item could be good, but one of them will be better, and you'll have almost no incentive to buy the other one. Because the other one's just generally better. Snow Moon Morgana. Oh, baby. Staff and Ardent are cheaper, but less AP? Good. I mean, I like this. I like that this gives less AP. This was good. If this gave 55 as well, and Mandate gave 55, I would be very sad. I like this. I like these changes. Good. Some Ornn items, sure. Man, if the Ornn item is making like, Youmuu's or Ornn upgraded Youmuu's will give the most lethality any item in the game has ever given you. That's crazy to think about. You're gonna get like 45 AD, 45 lethality from an Ornn upgrade. Isn't that insane? Like think about that. You'll have 45 lethality from one item. I'm pretty sure you'll be able to do true damage to like 100 health champion, like 100 armor champions, straight up true damage. Which is ridiculous if you think about it. Like, you can have 140 armor and reach lethality levels that you'll just deal true damage. Which is, like, insane if you ask me. When would it be worth to build Gale Force Mythic? I don't know. I think if your champion interacts with it really well, like Jhin or Caitlyn, I think it could be better. Because, like, you can, like, jump in and one-shot someone, but otherwise it's kind of whatever. I mean, there's a lot of changes, you know. Like, this is what you would expect from a pre-patch change, I would say. Like, pre-season changes. But yeah, this item got gutted. It's so much worse. It's so much worse. 25% magic damage reduction to this? That is... It's not bad, don't get me wrong. I don't think the item is dead. Actually, it might be dead. This item is so bad. I think it's dead. Why wouldn't you build Abyssal Mask, man? You get 100 health? Alright, let's compare. 100 health. Some stupid-ass passive that you don't give a shit about. And the same MR. And you get movement speed. Never mind, this item is dead as fuck. Like, how can you... Alright, let's put these next to each other. Let's put these two next to each other real quick, just to give you guys context. Why would you ever buy the movement speed item unless you're so fed that you have the luxury to buy it anyway? Why would you ever buy this? Unless you're like monster fed on Darius or Mundo or Singed, and you're a champ that scales with movement speed really well, or Cho'Gath. But like even Singed, wouldn't you want to just reduce their MR anyway? Like, why would you buy this? You're spending 3k gold on 100 health and some movement speed, and you're losing damage. Because the thing is, this proc only works after you've ate shit. What I mean is, like, you've gotten CC'd and basically, like, murdered, and then you can start moving. I was looking for a reason to quickly get you. People are so fucking dramatic, it's fucking funny. Honestly, it's crazy how dramatic people are about these changes. Abyssal better? I mean, it's not in the same dimension, my man. You're spending 600 gold for a bunch of movement speed. And that's not bad. It's just rare that you have that money to spend. Like, Dead Man's Plate is one of the least popular items in the game right now, if I'm not mistaken. I rarely see this item. I only see it when someone's snowballing like crazy. Or it's like specific champion interaction that makes it really good. But yeah, I like Force of Nature. Yeah, it's great right now. I'm saying they're gutting it. They're ruining the item. They're making it go from, I buy this to make sure I don't die to AP ever, to like, it doesn't help jack shit anymore. You like this Force of Nature more than this? I hope you don't do business, bro, because you're getting scammed. 600 more gold for this shit? Yeah, it's a bunch of text, but it doesn't do anything. Let's put it this way. I get hooked by enemy Nautilus, I eat shit, and then I get my buff. I already ate shit, man. This doesn't do anything for me anymore. Unless I'm strong enough that I can face tank the enemy team, take the brunt of their engage, and then still run at them. What is the point of this? Because if I'm going to run away, why am I buying an item as a tank to take damage and run away? That's not my purpose. My purpose is to stand there and take it and then return CC. It's not to run away. Force of Nature is unbelievably OP, which is why don't we just do, instead of 25%, make it 15% reduced right now? Just change this little number from 15 to 25, and I think this item is absolutely fine. It's very good, yes, but it's fine. 15% instead of 25%. Make it 10% if you really want to. But I like the niche it has. I really do. I like that there's a magic damage reduced item. Like, I like it because you need to have it against champions like Cassiopeia. Like, Randuin's Omen straight up reads minus 20% crit damage. And now I can't build Randuin's Omen Force of Nature on a tank anymore, which is clearly intentional because they basically want to be able to... Riot wants AD carries to be able to go into a magic damage build if people are stacking armor. If you're an unhit champ and someone would go Force of Nature Randuin's and cut 20% of your crit damage and then 25% of your magic damage, you wouldn't kill tanks fast enough. Randuin's was played, it existed for years. Yeah. All I'm saying is they don't want this to be the case anymore. They don't want you to be able... Like, they want AP to be a viable option to pivot into if armor stacking is occurring. Why else go out of your way to put so much magic damage on items? Magic damage on hit. Ginsu's. Magic damage on hit. Where's Ginsu's? Alright, let me find it. Where's Ginsu's? Magic damage on hit. LDR. Increased magic damage in health differential. Right? If you have 2.5k health, it's not just physical damage. It's magic damage is increased too. On hit here. Magic damage on hit for recurve bow. They want you to be able to pivot into magic damage on hit. So they killed Force of Nature. Force of Nature paid for the sins of magic damage now being a viable option. So in other words, once they build magic damage, you're going to have to find a way in order to survive, and I don't think it exists. I don't think there's items you can buy anymore. I don't think there are items you can buy, from what I can read, that will help you survive against a high magic, like a Kog'Maw, for example. A Kog'Maw with Ginsu's at 3 items, having 18% magic shred. The only thing you can do is stack magic resist. But magic resistance, the way resistance is scaled, in case you're wondering, is the more you get of them, the worse they are. So for every 100, basically, 100 MR is 50% damage reduction. 50% magic damage reduction. I believe. Is it 50? I believe it's 50, right? 200, I believe, is 66. And then 300 is 75, if I'm not mistaken. So it's already hard enough to... They should bring back Adaptive Helmet. It exists. It's called Force of Nature right now. But the point is, it's already bad to stack MR. Like, stacking armor is bad too. This is why, like, Randuin's and Tabe are so good, because they give you an additional layer of defense. And MR no longer having this additional layer makes champions that deal this magic damage. It makes them a lot better, right? So Cassiopeia gets a lot better, naturally. And obviously the on-hit AD carries will get better too. When are these changes coming out? Probably in like a month, I would say. Maybe like, I would say like after MSI is done, this will be live. I don't think this will be live during MSI, but maybe near the end of it. Maybe like near the end of MSI this will be live. So like 2 weeks from now. MSI is 3 weeks, I believe, right? So in 2 weeks this might go live. Again, it's all tentative, it's all PBE stuff. They can pull it out if they want to, but something to think about, right? No, I'm aware that there's a AP, hybrid AP and AD scalings. All I'm saying is like, I don't know what to think of these changes. I'm not sure what to think. We'll see. As much as I dislike Mouth Design makes him useless, why would it make him useless? What do you think of the minion changes? I mean, I don't like it, but that's because I'm used to a certain thing, you know? Like, I'm used to something. I've done it the whole... Like, I'm good at the current minion waves, you know? Like, I don't want it to change because I have to relearn how minions work. Do I think it's good? I don't think so, no. Power plane change is healthy? Sure, it's fine. It just makes snowballing harder, right? They change minions, they're making mid-waves come at the same time as bot and top wave, which definitely changes the game. Which, by the way, makes snowballing easier, just saying. Because if you're fed and you're the first one to push, you get to push a deep wave, that's when you're going to be somewhere where someone else won't be. Because the way it works right now, right, if you look at the minimap, right, the way it works right now is mid-wave comes first and then you go to sides, right? So, as a result, if you're behind, you can catch the mid-wave and then still make it to defend something. However, now, if you're behind and you get pushed in here, you will have to choose between being on the next wave, because the next wave will arrive here, deep, and the enemy will be there, and you'll have to choose to drop this wave or move. Whereas now, because the waves are desynced as they respawn, you can catch a wave and then run and catch the next mid-wave. Or the other way around, you can go and contest the mid-wave and then go and catch a wave later because it comes later. We can't see the drawing? Oh, sorry. Sorry. Thank you. Alright, let me re-explain here. So, the reason why this makes snowballing easier is because if you can push the wave deep here, right? Because this wave will arrive at the same time as this wave. So this is wave 1. You push wave 1. Now wave 2 will arrive here at the same time. The wave 2 will arrive here at the same time wave 2 will be coming here, right? Because they come at the same time now. So obviously wave 2 will crash a little bit earlier bot, but not early enough to the point that it's going to be a significant time difference. So in other words, I, as the guy that pushed wave number 2 here, or pushed wave number 1 and the next wave crashes here, will be able to go mid lane and be on this wave, and you will have to choose between losing this wave or being here. Whereas right now, you can actually do both. If you're behind and you're at tier 2, you can hover in between every wave you catch and be here for the mid wave. The minion change stops when plates fall. Oh, okay, sure. Then it's very different. Then I would say, winning mid is more. I would say winning mid is more impactful. Same reason. If you can catch the wave here deep, let's say I'm slow pushing a top wave, right? And my mid laner is winning lane, and he's catching the wave in front of their tower, just pushing it in deep. He's gonna make it for the slow push, and the enemy mid laner will not. Whereas right now, because the wave are desynced, if you fast push this wave and then move, enemy mid can blow up this wave and then get ready to TP to react, or use a global to react. Whereas if you crash this wave, it will still be similar. I will be fair, it will be similar. I don't think it's that big of a... Now that I think about it, I think I'm overreacting a bit. It will be similar. I think, same idea. You fast push this wave, he'll catch the wave, and he'll react with TP, or he won't react at all. But right now, I think, because it's desynced, if you have mid-prow, it is more impactful now than it used to be, because you can get this wave really deep, fast, and then you'll actually make it for a neutral wave here if you start hovering. Whereas if the wave come at the same time, your enemy top laner can start contesting the wave as he's killing mid, right? So I'm winning mid, I'm fast pushing mid, enemy top laner is doing the same thing top. So this will give you more agency if enemy mid is winning. So if you're in a game where enemy mid is winning, you have more agency because of this change. Because you can attack the minion wave as he's attacking the minion wave. He'll have to show, right? He'll have to show and contest it. And these crash at the same time now. So as he's showing, pushing the wave, in other words, he's preparing to roam and maybe kill you, you can start contesting the wave at the same time. There won't be a mismatch. He won't have killed the wave, and then your wave crashes, and then you have to start contesting when he's already moving. Will the pushing mid have time to roam before the side lane wave crashes and he'll do there later? No, exactly. That's why it's actually a buff for side laners. So both bot lane and top lane will profit from this, assuming that you are the winning lane. If you're the losing lane, you'll get fucked anyway. They'll just slow push the wave and they'll just come on whatever timing they want anyway. It doesn't make a difference in that case. But in the case that you're winning lane, and enemy mid is winning, and he has priority, you can actually contest the wave before he has threat on you. That's, I think, the major change for early game. I'm not sure why they feel like that's necessary, but I don't mind it. It will make scaling comps better. That much I can tell you right now. It will make scaling comps better. Because like I said, if you're playing a scaling comp and everyone can take care of themselves, that is better. You don't need help from each other. If you're playing a scaling comp, you don't actually need help. You just need to play well individually. So Gangplank doesn't need much help from his teammates. You just need to play his lane well. Ornn doesn't need help from his teammates. You just need to play 1v1 well. Orianna, same thing, right? The classic Orianna, like Orianna, Graves, Ornn, topside. It's a buff for them. Because everyone can test the wave at the same time, and they have information at the same time. The way you break composition to the scale is by pushing in your waves and creating mismatched timers, which is going to be harder to do. Nemesis buff, buffing Rabadon's Lost Chapter and nerfing Force of Nature. I mean, sure, it's a buff for control mages, that's for sure. Control mages are going to be happy. This mid change is also good for control mages, because they win lane. The issue is because the waves are mismatched, for example, bot lane could push a wave, and then the wave is mismatched, so enemy support can attack your lane, and once people start coming to your lane, that's a problem for you. But since all the waves are coming at the same time, if everyone plays their lane well, and everyone, has control over their wave, which can either be I can blow it up and leave if someone's roaming on me, or if I have control over my wave, I slow push it, and I just punish my lane. Either way, it's a buff for champions at scale. Assassin mid kind of garbage? I don't think so. You can still roam, you just have to be more creative. You just have to be more creative, my friends. And maybe this allows assassin mids to be balanced around the fact that they kill people mid, instead of, the Kiana, Katarina, Talon special, which is lading? Lol, what's that? Oh, midwave? I see a kill top actually. Bye. Like, let's be real. What would that be? TP change? I mean, yeah, plus 4 minutes, you just have to have a brain now. But I don't like that these assassins are balanced around the fact that they just do this and win the game. So for all I care, buff their items, make them stronger, just kill this whole roaming thing. I like that they don't have movement speed anymore, by the way. That's easily accessible. Cat was going to drop 3 waves to roam bot, but my point is if we can buff them to make them stronger 1v1 because they now can't roam as often because the minion wave changes early game, I think that's really exciting. Because when someone locks in Fizz, or locks in Zed, or locks in Katarina or Kiana, it's not, right now, you see these champions as a mid laner. Do you give a fuck? No. Why do you care? Because it's oh fuck, they're going to kill my bot lane 20 times and I can't do anything about it. What is that? I get counterpicked. Not because they counter me, but because they go somewhere else and kill someone on my team and I can do nothing about it. What is that? I think that niche should exist, but it's not a niche, it's what an assassin is right now mid lane. Minion focusing tower instead of champion when dive? I don't know what that means. Right now, if you're an assassin player, you accept that you lose lane to every single control mage in the game unless they int and give you a free kill. So, you're just looking for angles to go gank bot or mid and get strong enough to one-shot enemy mid. But why not balance assassins around the fact that they're supposed to kill the enemy mid laner, and that it's hard to roam on them? Roaming should be very, very painful for an assassin, because that means that you can't reach your kill thresholds, right? So if you're playing Kiana, you should feel bad for roaming because that means that you're not going to hit your breakpoints, like your Serrated Dirk breakpoint or your Mythic item breakpoint that gives you the damage to one-shot the mid laner that you're countering. I think that makes a lot more sense, which is what mid laners like Fizz and Zed used to be. Like, did you guys see Fizz and Zed in the past just fucking go do this at level 3, at level 4, at level 5, at level 6? Just leave their lane? No. The Assassins would sit in their fucking lane and farm because they knew if they got their items, they'd fucking one-shot people. Blade of the Ruined King Zed killed literally every champ in the game at level, like, when he had ult. And I think that's fine. If you get caught by an assassin by yourself, they should be able to kill you. I'm not saying without counterplay, one shot, you just disappear. They don't have a ray gun and just, like, disintegrate your health bar, you know? Like, that shit's not fun either. Don't misunderstand me. There's a balance. But my point is, you should be disadvantaged if an assassin finds you one-on-one. Bork Zed, Season 3. This is when assassins were fun to watch. Season 3 and 4, assassins were fun to watch because they would sit in lane and you would actually look at people try to solo kill people because they were balanced around the fact that they were killers in lane. They killed people in lane. They were strong laners. Zed was a really strong laner. Right now, I would say Zed is not a very strong laner. When he was originally the lane bully assassin. Look at Ari before and now, same thing. And I think they should go back to that. I think it's way more interesting to watch assassins be played when they actively have kill pressure on people one-on-one. Kiana Katarina players are going to say it's silent fault for getting caught. What I'm saying is making it harder to roam and balancing around the fact that they can snipe people mid, I think is awesome. I really hope they go in that direction. I love to see, you know, Zed, Kiana, Ari. I love to see these champions actively be picked to kill the enemy mid laner. Stop him from scaling. Like, I'm spicing the lane up. Like, it's hard to lane against me because I'm a lane counter pick. You will outscale me if I don't get anything done, but I will make it hard for you to do that. You need to be skilled in order to do that. There will be actions. I will have windows to kill you. I think that's awesome. Anyway, that's going to be it for me. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. You know, enjoy MSI. Have a good one. Take care. Peace, peace. Bye.